Welcome everybody, and I do want to thank everyone who has subscribed, everyone who has followed, everyone who has liked the video. I do appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. So I was doing some research and I found these Derwent Inktense, and do a little. So the thing that because I almost got some pastels, and then I stumbled across this Inktense, and what they were showing was essentially that these Inktense, they were like you put them down and they're water activated, and depending on how much you use, depends on how strong or how vibrant these colors are. So I went to Hobby Lobby and they only had the 12. I probably would have got the 28, but the way that I look at this, the way that I see this, this is a lot like the ink wash that I had been using, in that you can get varying values based on how much water you add to these. So I'll test a little bit of this out. This is the regular cardstock paper, so this is not a full. One of the complaints about this is about using the pencils, is that it leaves kind of a grainy effect. Because I want to do some shadowing or some detailed work, so I figured that's probably what I'm going to practice. So this is going to be the one, and that's just a little dip, and that's pretty good. And I bring this out, and that's not too shabby. So the whole thing, yeah, that's not. Look at the shadows. Look at the it goes all the way. Let's try a different color. One of the things that I've always been trying with charcoal and the ink wash and everything like that, this is a teal green, and so we're just going to put just a little, see what that does. This way. Get a nice little block. I don't know how well that shows up, if that shows up much at all. It's pretty light, but it's supposed to dry pretty quickly, and then what we're supposed to be able to do is go right over this, and that's pretty dry already. So now let's do a little. Yeah. So I gotta make sure, because it does leave a little bit of a space here. And it does a lot of water. It does kind of chew up on the paper, as it were. Let's go with this tangerine. And so, like, a lot of the stuff that I had been looking for was with charcoal, and so I intentionally I went dark on the edges, and I did a little bit. I left some white space in the middle, so we'll see what that does. And I'm going to use a lot of. I'm not going to tamp this at all. I'm just going to use a lot of water. And a lot of water seems to pick up quite a bit. So yeah, I do get a blending effect of sorts. But it's not exactly what I was looking for. This is a fuchsia. Try this again. So I'll put a little more down. The charcoal, the ink wash, all that stuff. The cheekbone. It is the cheekbone. And maybe if I use this as I have my regular ink wash. Yeah, that might be the key. So, and I keep dipping it back in the same water. Yeah. That seemed to work. So, let's go back and see if we can't darken up. This is pretty. Yeah, it's pretty. Still pretty wet. This is ink black. And again, we will. I mean, I can add another value to this this orange, as it were. And it is kind of up to how much see if we can, how much water the paper. This is sun yellow. And I think I like these. As far as blending goes, and you could tell that it doesn't really pick up the the color that's behind. Doesn't really push that down. So yeah, I'm kind of digging these. And let's just do a ton of water here. So a little bit. So on this this heavier spot, it does move it a little bit. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, so let's these Inktense, I look at these as little bottles of colored ink, basically. And because I've been working with ink wash so much, I feel like it fits what I'm looking for. I think maybe. Perhaps this is what I was looking for. The other thing that they showed was so I saw this. I was like, well, what's the difference between this and oh, well, look at that. Sprinkle it in a little water. If you want to get rid of the graininess, they do suggest you just take right off the take a wet brush right off the pencil, take the pigment right off the pencil. I don't know if that's necessary if I'm ink washing. Yeah, but it does. I'm a big fan of again, I would probably need wait, I don't know that I don't know when that would. Maybe I could use a dark, but I don't know when that would come in handy. Something like so. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Let's go with I guess we're going back to fuchsia. Here. Again, this is just regular cardstock. Well, we'll do this. And so now I'm going to take my pen, my new jet pen, and well, one thing that I did was I didn't put a ton of detail because I wanted to have these Inktense markers kind of do their thing, but I need to not rely on them exclusively. Man, I tell you, this Pilot ink brush, superb. This pocket pen, I do need to get a little more control over it, but man, I am liking this. Let's add a little yellow. I don't think the yellow shows up very well, but we're gonna add a little bit to the edge here. Maybe if I darken this a touch. Instead of going super light, adding a lot of pigment, and we shall see. Does that even show? It kind of shows up a little bit, and we'll put a little bit here, and we'll put a little bit here. I think that's going to be fine. And then I'm going to use, mostly because I have this little thing around it. The idea is that I'm going to have a little more water to work with, which does seem to be the case. Yeah, super fan of that. And then let's go with this orange here. Oh, it's tangerine, but color in this eye. And then what else should we do? Let's add a little bit here. Try to go a little bit lighter here. Not as much. See what that does, if that does anything. And I know it's an extra step, but it does not take very long to do. Let's go with I think most of this is gonna be, which is I'm gonna go dark here. This is baked earth. I don't know about baked earth. Don't know. Then we're gonna go little. Yeah, no, I'm still gonna stay dark here. And I put a little bit lighter there. I know there's an extra step in watering, but it does not take very long. And well, maybe because I'm used to dipping in dipping in the inks, as it were. So I don't think it takes very long at all. Kind of want it a little lighter at some spots, so I'm not going to go all the way with it. And I guess I am going to use this. I didn't think I was going to use the black, but I think for the grays, I think I am. And I am going to go ahead and make this a gray. That's okay. I mean, you can still see some of that. So you can still see some of the strokes there, but and it's very, very close to I guess it's the point, is that because these are supposed to be blendable. I do want some tonal. Yeah. And then I think we will add a touch of blue. And what I'm going to try to do, so I'm not going to color in the whole thing. Well, that was a lot of water. And pull this out a little bit. It's not too shabby. You can kind of see a little bit of graininess. And I know that people who talked about selling their work had mentioned that they prefer the blocks because they prefer to paint directly on the page. So I got this little spot here. What do I want to... Let's do... what haven't I done? But poppy red. So let's do a little poppy red here. And I'm also going to put a little red in... put a little red in the bot team. And I do like that a little bit better, so it's a little bit darker and it kind of gets a little lighter. I do like that, so we're learning. And then just want these little streaks. And then I am going to add some yellow, but not for the extent that I want yellow, because I want to add a little bit of brown. So we'll see what this does, if this does anything. Might make that's not too shabby. It does kind of muddy up that brown or the yellow a little bit, but that's kind of what I was going for. So that's okay. I'm okay with that. And then does have fairly blue eyes. Let's go with the deep indigo. I don't necessarily want this whole thing. Let's go with a little something like that. And then we do want little bit of gray. On these buildings. And then what do I want to do with the sky? That's something. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the sky. I do want to do a little something with it. Let's go with the... I want to use a color I haven't used before. Let's see, the teal green is right next door. So we will see. Well, I'm going to try to paint right off. Yep, that was... that was a mistake, but so be it. Probably could have used a bigger brush for this. Probably should have, but that's okay. It's a small painting, so a small sketch. So we'll make do. Clean that off. Let's see what we have. So what did this clouds, as it were more or less done off the wetting the pigment right off the pencil, and I did get more of a watercolor finish to that. I used quite a bit. And did not get did not have to reach for the I want to blend some of this in a little bit better. And I know that when it's dry it's supposed to be permanent, but you can push some of this around because it's when it's damp. So a couple of things. I do like this this little blending. It starts off dark. And it kind of gets lighter, so kind of outlining a little bit, not necessarily coloring in the whole thing. This is also very good. I got real dark on this side, and I kind of brushed up. Yeah, I think this this Inktense, I think, is